Speaking of tariffs, shares of Barrick Gold falling despite reporting a slight profit beat in Q2 earlier this morning. Gold production came in below estimates. Prices off their highs as we await this clarification on gold tariffs from the White House. That's after reports that import taxes would be levied on gold bullion and bars. Joining us now to discuss it all is Barrick Mining CEO Mark Bristow, first on CNBC. Before we get to earnings, Mark, what do you hear about whether gold bars will be tariffed? We're waiting for this announcement.
I think it's a little confusing, as you mentioned earlier. At the end of last week, we got these messages, but I think everyone's waiting for clarification out of the White House.
What if they are included in tariffs, say from Switzerland, because now we have a higher Swiss rate as of August 7th? What's that going to mean for the price of gold?
So I think, as you know, miners, we're price takers, but we saw that in copper for the U.S. copper-based pricing had some upward pressure on the copper price. But for us as miners, we're price takers. If the price goes up, it's good for us.
Is it assumed that the price will go up like we saw with copper? And then there was this rug pull with copper where they excluded refined copper and then prices came all the way back down.
Yeah, so I think that's the point. Right now, as you can imagine, the gold price is at close to an all-time high. It's very good. Gold miners are doing well. It's not a bad place to be, and I still think that there's still more risk on the upside with the gold price than the downside, just on fundamentals, as the world wrestles with deglobalization and all the other challenges within the global economy.
Do you think it would affect, just one more on this one, the demand for gold globally if there were tariffs on gold bars?
I think so. I think we've got a lot of gold on surface, and so if that was the equation, we would see it already. It's I think the driver has been de-dollarization in emerging central banks assets. And really the flight to safety in a global sense.
Mark, what is the Swiss response been to all this? Do you expect them to be more vocal about it?
I don't know. The Swiss are very quiet in the way they deal with these critical issues.
Yes.
I think amongst my peers and our conversation this morning, I think everyone's a little unclear of what was actually said and what was meant last week, and everyone's waiting for some clarification.
Do you have an expectation that clarification is coming?
I'm sure it'll come.
Yeah.
There's never a shortage of clarification. I'm sure it'll come.
So what's going on with production? I mentioned that gold output fell despite we're seeing as strong prices. Does that ramp back up? Are you seeing any bottlenecks that would hurt that?
I don't know. I'm unclear about that because the general consensus is it was an inline quarter. Production costs came down. All the good things in gold mining. Production was up, costs were down, margins were bigger. We paid a 50% more dividend. We've got no debt, so we squared out on net debt, no net debt. So good place to be again as a gold miner, and we've got significant growth. We're pointing to 30% increase in gold equivalent ounce growth over the next 5 years.
Yeah, no, all good quarter. I was just wondering about the production mix in particular and what you expect to happen with output.
No, gold is up, and we're online for our outlook for the year, and copper was up materially, and more importantly, the unit costs were down, which is helpful because we've been really managing that cost pressure, and it's good to see that decline in unit costs, both with regards to copper and gold.
How global is your supply chain, and could there be disruptions if we do see higher tariffs, if we don't get, say, this extension of a deal between U.S. and China, just increased trade barriers? How big of a headwind is that?
We are very global. We've got operations in all 4 continents around the globe, apart from the Antarctic and Arctic, and so we manage that global supply chain. We are the biggest gold miners in the United States, one of the biggest miners in the United States. So that impacts us. But again, we've been managing that reasonably well, to your point earlier, on offsetting and how the tariff impacts have been managed. And in the rest of the world, there's a lot of pressure to redirect the supply chain, and so we have opportunities to benefit from that pressure in some of our operations that are not U.S. based.
Got it, Mark. It's really good day to talk to you. Good earnings day, but also with these tariffs in question. Mark Bristow, nice to see you.
Thank you.